Only Norwegians would think of potatoes and Christmas. Hello my friends, and welcome to Tom's Tinkering Adventures. Today we're going to be making a Norwegian Christmas, well, I don't know if it's always Christmas, but traditionally where I grew up, Christmas tradition, and that is called Lefse, L-E-F-S-E. Lefse is a Norwegian flatbread made with potatoes. Looks like a tortilla, kind of. Now, growing up in Minnesota, we used to get this at the store. My family doesn't have a strong Scandinavian heritage, but the region does. I've never made it before, and my sister told me that I wouldn't do it, so this is going out to my sister. She's pretty cool, but I gotta prove her wrong. So we are going to start out with a couple potatoes. I'm going to peel them. You don't need to watch all that. I'm going to cut them up, and then we're going to boil them. Y'all want to see all that? No? Okay. All right, I used russet potatoes. Boiled them about 10 minutes or so. They're fork tender. So now we're going to go on to something I've never done before, and that is using a ricer. All right, this is our ricer. What we're going to do is we're going to put our potatoes in there, and then this is going to push them all out through the holes there. It's like a potato masher, but it's a potato ricer. Really nice neighbor loaned me this. I don't have a potato ricer in the kitchen. Let's see if it works here. I have no idea. Pretty wild. Okay, I'm gonna knock all that out and I'll show you what she looks like after we get all this potato done. Well, there's my riced up potatoes. Anyone out there who knows why you'd use a potato ricer rather than just mashing potatoes, let me know, but it was fun anyway. Now we're gonna add about a half a stick of butter. I put that on soft in the microwave. And a half a cup of cream. Holy smokes, that stick. We'll mix that all up. Where are these Norwegians getting all this cream and butter? Oh, I guess they probably had cattle. All right, we'll come back when we get this all mixed. We basically got mashed potatoes right now, minus the salt and pepper. Now we're supposed to cool this down, let it cool. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to let it sit out here on the countertop until it gets to kind of like room temperature. I'm going to put the lid on it and then put it in the fridge because it is evening time and it's time for Santa to have a cold beverage. So we'll work on this tomorrow. It can cool down in the fridge all night. We'll see you tomorrow. Welcome back. It's the next day. The potato mixture has been in the fridge overnight. And to this we are going to add a teaspoon of salt and 2 teaspoons of sugar and a cup and a half of all-purpose flour. And then we're going to knead all that in there. Make sure if you're a cook like me who also works in the garage that you've washed your hands of any 10W40 or whatever you might have. So we're working all this flour in here. It's a little bit sticky, not too bad. After mixing in the dry ingredients, we're going to flour up our hands a little bit here and see if we can't knead this dough a little bit. Yes, this is dough. So for a couple minutes here, we'll get this kneaded. Keep some flour on your surface if required. And if you see it getting a little bit sticky, then add a little bit more flour to your hands. And after a few minutes of kneading, I'm going to kind of form it into we got a chunk of potato that didn't cook very good. Get that out of there. We'll form it into kind of a log here, so it makes it easy to divide it up. We'll cut it in half. And we'll cut that in half, and then we'll cut each one into halves until we have what I feel is going to be an appropriate size to make each one of these. So you're going to want to make them, like I said, in a tortilla size approximately. So I don't know, maybe this one I'll cut into 3, or let's cut it into 4 and see what it looks like. All right, that'll probably work. We're gonna roll those into balls, and then I am going to just put them right back in here, because the trick to these is that they have to stay really cold. So I'm going to divide them all up, put it in here, then throw it back in the fridge while I prepare the next step. All the recipes I read about this before I started said to make sure that you take these potato dough balls out one at a time, because having them cold is part of the trick to making these. And then make sure you flour your hands really well. Kind of pat your dough ball out into a disc. Plenty of flour down here. Plenty of flour on your rolling pin. They make a traditional Lefse rolling pin. It's kind of like ribbed for the Lefse's pleasure, but we don't have one, so we're just using this regular rolling pin. And try to roll it out, get it kind of thin. See, the potatoes are kind of falling apart here. Looks like some of them didn't get mashed or riced as well as they could have, but it's okay, we're learning. And now I'm going to try to roll it up onto the rolling pin to transport it. I have a Blackstone griddle heating up right now. And we will try to throw it on there to cook it. All right. Beautiful December day here. Let's see how this thing cooks. About 30 seconds per side, they say. And I am just kind of watching the camera here so I can tell how much time. This one looks like it might be a little bit on the thick side, but this is my first go around. So we'll see how the next one turns out after this. And I don't know if I have it too hot or not hot enough, but this nice long spatula should help flipping it. And that's kind of what you want to look for, is that browned appearance, so maybe not cooked quite enough there. It's okay, this is our first one. You roll out another one after this and we'll see how they all turn out. The last two cooking up here. There we go. I'm not getting a nice round shape, but I think they'll eat just fine. What a mighty stack of Lefse I have here now. I probably made this a little bit thicker than it should be, but it really wasn't that easy. So, and this was my very first time making this. But it does have the correct look. I said it's a little bit on the thick side. Lefse is usually a little bit thinner than that, but I think it's going to be okay. Now, since this is a traditional Norwegian food, we can serve it up on this frozen plate. Which one's Elsa and which one's Anna? Lots of different ways to eat Lefse. When I grew up, we used to get it at this time of year, so we'd have it with our holiday meals. Sometimes you'd eat Thanksgiving leftovers and kind of roll them into a burrito or turkey enchiladas. I also remember eating it with butter. Put a little spread of butter on it. We used to sprinkle cinnamon sugar on. But I mean, it's mashed potatoes, so butter makes sense. Yeah, sprinkle cinnamon and sugar and roll it up and kind of eat it as a little treat. I'm gonna try, I have some blackberry preserves here. I'm gonna try that. I don't remember ever eating it like that before, but let's see how it is. And I think I'll just put some in the middle. Oh, hello dogs. Dogs were of no help today making this. So. And we'll just roll it up like that. Ha, there's that guy. Really nice, like a potato crepe, which is a little bit different than, like I said, usually a little bit thinner than that, but this is pretty good. So now I have to spread holiday cheer by delivering a piece of Lefse to all my friends. And I wish I could share it with you all, but unless you're local to me, you're out of Lefse luck, I'm sorry. Happy holidays to everyone out there. Thank you very much. If you're digging what I'm putting out, give me a thumbs up, leave a comment down below. And as always, if you're not already a subscriber, please consider doing so. Thank you very much for watching. Get out there and find your adventures. Happy holidays. Adios.